Hello and welcome. Today I will be going over some editing basics with you all so that you are able to open an image in Lightroom and then import it to Photoshop and then send it back to Lightroom for export. So I'm going to show you that full process of how I open it up in Lightroom. Then I'm going to go all the way into Photoshop and then back to Lightroom and then export it. So first things first, I am going to open up my Lightroom. I don't have a blank gallery here for you, but I'm just going to kind of show you where I start. I just open up a Lightroom Classic catalog. I usually name it with the person's name of the session so that I can find it easily. I do create a catalog for every single client. It makes sure that I don't have hundreds of thousands of images in one catalog. It can really slow down your editing process, so you want to try to keep that as clean as possible. So if I am going to import something into Lightroom, I want to make sure I'm clicked on Library at the top, and I'm going to hit Import. And then I'm going to come and find my raw images, and I'm going to select it, and these would be lit up. Let me see if it will let me. So if I was importing this session into this catalog, which I'm not going to do, I'm not going to go completely through with it on my end, just to kind of show you how this works. It selects all the images. So what I have done on my hard drive is saved all the raw files to one folder, so I can just click on the folder. Over under develop settings, if you have a preset that you want to use, you can use the preset. All of these come with Lightroom Classic, but you want to use user presets, and these are all presets that I have that I use. Ellison is my outdoor preset, and really I need to get rid of some of these that I have made or used. I just don't use them. The only two I use is Studio 2022 New, and is a mixture of a lot of these Sunny Melon Goody photography ones, which is what this Willie and Zaza Mood and Lolo, those ones are. And then this one, Ellison, I did create this preset all on my own, but this is my outdoor preset. So if I'm doing studio, I'm going to select my studio new preset when I go to import. Okay. And what that does is it puts your preset on everything for that session without you having to go in and manually select every single preset as you do it. Just kind of batch edits. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to hit import. Okay. Now again, I'm not going to actually click this because I have what I want in this gallery already. And so from there, it is going to import all of the images into the gallery. So this is all the images that I took from this session. This was a model session with the sweetest client. Her name is Alondra. So sweet. She was 38 weeks. With a baby boy, pregnant with a baby boy. So from here, what I usually like to do is I will go through and I will pick out a couple that I love and I want to share with the client, and you can see them. I have them labeled in a green color. These are what I use for my sneak peeks, and I send to them. So this is what I would send to a client. So I'm going to go through, and how I make it green is I hit, there are like 4 buttons that will change the color of each little icon here around the image. If you hit the number 6, it will be red, 7 is yellow, 8 is green, 9 is blue. So I like to use those to help me kind of label what I'm done editing and stuff. So I will only do that when I'm finished editing an image and I know what it is I want to select. Okay. I will go through and I will add to a quick collection all of the good images or all of the images that I feel like turned out well. And how I do that is I hit the letter B on my keyboard to select that image, and it says add to quick collection. Hit B again and it removes it from that collection. I'm actually going to come back over here. Actually, I'm going to remove that one. And so once I'm done selecting, then I will make sure my preset is even over everything in the gallery, that everything looks pretty even lighting wise. And this is what I send to my clients. I will only do my basic preset editing on all of this. And once I have actually chosen all the images that I'm going to send to the client to choose from, with this package, the client will get 10 images. So she will pick 10 from 35. If she wants more, she can purchase more separately. And so that's how I do it. And so if I want to do this entire, if I want to export this entire little gallery here, this quick collection, which is what I would normally do for my clients. Now you may have a different process and you may not do a proofing gallery, but this is just kind of a side note. If you do a proofing gallery, I am going to hit Command and then click on this image so that it unclicks so they're all look like this. Okay, none of them are highlighted. Come up to File, Export. And I'm going to open these up so I can show you what I do with them. There's only a few of these that I work with. I am going to find the folder that I would like for my proofs in. Now at this point, I will create a separate, here I will create a separate folder inside the client's name in my hard drive. And then I'll hit choose. Okay. I do not have anything here. I don't have a subfolder. I don't have it added to a catalog. Existing files ask what to do. I like to keep that on just in case I make a boo-boo somewhere and I need to correct it. Custom name, I always rename them because of how they go into my software, my gallery software. I don't want image names repeated. So with this one, a custom text, I just titled it proof. So every image will be titled proof and then they'll have a number with it. Then I'm going to go down to file settings, and this is what I want for my file settings. I keep it a JPEG, sRGB, quality 100. I'm not going to limit file size to a certain. You would change this and these settings just a little bit, the quality and limit file size, depending on if you were wanting to post something to social media and that kind of thing. It has a little bit different. And then I'm going to click this box. This is usually unclicked. Long edge. And I'm going to have it at 2048 pixels. Okay. This box is unclicked. Do not click that. Resolution. I'm going to have it at 72 pixels per inch. And then the last thing for the export settings is output sharpening. I'll have sharpen for screen and I put it at low. Since this is proofs, I really don't want these images to be a super high quality in case a client decides they're going to screenshot the entire proof gallery with my watermark across it. And some of them do that. They're still not getting a good quality image. So if they print it, it's not going to look very good at all. And then after this, I'm going to hit the export button, and up in your top left, it will show a loading button here of the process of where you are in exporting. So I have caught you up to what I do in Lightroom up to this point. Now I am going to transition to what happens in Photoshop. So I am going to select an image. Once a client decides which image they want, I will color code the ones that they choose and then color code the image after it comes back from Photoshop. It will add it as an extra image to in front of, and I'll show you how that works as well. So once the client has chosen, let's say they've chosen these two images here for their gallery, and they want these two edited, I'm going to command select both of those. And then I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to hit Command E. Now, if you are on Windows, you're probably going to be hitting Control Command E. I will have to look up the exact shortcut on the keyboard, and I'll post it in the comments just to make sure. And you see my Photoshop automatically opened for me, and both of my images are here. I'm going to do a quick little side edit on both of these just so it will save. It will save. If you don't do anything to the images, once you put them in Photoshop, they won't save back to Lightroom because, I mean, there really would be no point. Oops. I'm going to undo that and go a different direction. So at this point, what I'm going to do from here is I am going to hit Command S, or if you are on Windows, I think it's Control Command S. So I will look that up just to make sure you have the right shortcut. And you saw that it loaded at the bottom. Let's see, I'll show you one more time. It loads at the bottom. This computer is very fast compared to my previous laptop. And then I'm also going to do the same thing for this one. Hit Command S, and it's going to save. I can now actually X both of those out. I can close Photoshop, and you see that I'm back in Lightroom. It has added the photo back into my Lightroom feed along with the edits that I made on the image. So you see this was the before, and this is the after of what I just did in Photoshop and brought it back. So whenever that happens, because I have all of what my client pics were in blue in my quick collection, I am now going to take it and I'm going to select the number 8 on my keyboard to make it green. Blue is 9, the number 9, and green is 8. And so from there, I'm going to select all of the images using Control and clicking with your mouse. So that I can export them from here back into my hard drive so that I can then upload them to my gallery service. I'm going to go up to File, hit Export, and I am going to change settings. I'm going to change folder as well. I'm going to go in, hit Alondra. That's who we're still working on, and this would actually be a final folder. I'm actually going to create a final, and I would choose it, and then I'm going to name my file final. Again, I like to do custom name. You don't have to do custom. You can go in and you can see there's like different options here that you can use. I prefer final. Okay. My file settings, I'm not going to change those. It's going to stay the same. Image sizing, I am going to unclick resize to fit. Do not have that clicked. Do not have resize to fit clicked. Unclick it. Resolution, I'm going to change to 300 pixels per inch. And then sharpen for screen, I'm just going to move it up to standard. I don't have anything else really done. If you have a watermark that you have in here, you can add a watermark at this point if you wanted to, but that's not really what I want to do. You can choose to, have actions once you get into post-processing, but I do nothing there. Then I'm going to hit export. Okay. I'm not going to actually export those images because those are not final for me. So I'm going to hit cancel. And then I'm going to clean this stuff up. But if you guys have any questions, you would now be able to go into your hard drive, and you would find those final images here in this folder. You would then use that folder to upload up to your gallery software. So if you have any questions, please post them in the comments. I hope this helps. And I hope this was a quick little tutorial for you so you can kind of see my process on how I take images from where and how I export. Anyways, bye guys. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that this helps.